Hello and welcome from the Victory Column in Berlin. Behind me is one of the most iconic, popular and one of the most beautiful places in Berlin to do photography. But what's the point of being in an iconic location like this if you don't know what to shoot? So if you ever go on a location and you just don't know what to shoot, how to take photos of, this video is for you. So in this video I will share my 5-step process which helps to understand the scene and helps you to take exciting photos in any location. You know, when I was starting out, I had this same problem. I would go to a location and I would never know what to shoot, what to take photos of, how to take photos of. But over the years, I've started following this 5-step process, which helps me to read scene in any location and to understand the scene and to basically take exciting photos in any location, and people are looking at me right now. So yeah, so in this video, I'll do some street photography again. Also, I share a bonus tip in the end, so you know, I would recommend watching till the end, right? So yeah, let's get on with it and have some fun. So usually I start by selecting a main location to do photography, and then I kind of plan my route around it or towards it, and I walk the whole way. Today we'll start from here, which is the House of World Cultures, and I start on any location. I start by trying to understand what that place is all about. That's a nice shot. This is a very popular shot of though. There's something going on in the building, some kind of event, but I don't know why this area gives me a lot of abandoned place vibes. You know, I can also see some light on the architecture on the building itself. So we definitely know where the light is coming from. Yep, nice photo. I try to wait. I think there's a bird on the roof. What if we get a minimalistic shot? Let's try. Yeah. Yep. If only I had a telephoto lens. No worries. If I can get closer, maybe I can use these staircases as leading lines. Let's see. So that's what I'm always trying to do, you know, try to add some composition rules to make my photo much better or more interesting. And you know, with architecture you can always do so much. Yeah. Maybe I can also use these two girls and place them on, you know, grids and use rule of thirds, and I think that would be really nice contrast if they get up against the sky. They are getting up, so I think we will get a really nice shot. So it's all about, you know, try to understand what that place is all about. Yeah, so I just try to understand what that place is all about, try to understand where the light is coming from. He is going to definitely miss the bus. You know, Berlin bus drivers don't mess about. Especially in Germany, bus drivers don't mess about. You know, buses are punctual. Not always, but mostly they are. Yeah. So I always try to understand what that place is all about. Try to understand where that light is coming from. Usually I'm aware of what lens I am carrying, so I try to shoot within that limits. And then I usually, you know, try to shoot what I like in that scene. The cop waved at me, and some people say that street photography is illegal in Germany. I would assume the cop knows its laws, right? He would have pointed out to me by now. Anyways, you know what, this is a perfect place to show you what I mean when I say I try to understand a place. So on my right is going to be Reichstag building, which is the main seat of power of the German Bundestag or German government, right? So now I will keep the building in backdrop and try to stop down on shutter speed to show blurry movement of people.
So what I'm trying to showcase is democracy here. Germany and German government is all about democracy. Is it democracy or democracy? Tell me in the comments below which one is better. Anyways, I'm trying to showcase the relationship between the German government and the people. And I'm trying to do that with blurry movement. Let me increase the shutter speed and try to capture the motion. Maybe this girl on the bike. Yep. Oops. I don't want to spoil her photo.
No problem.
She got really happy. It's the little things that make people happy, you know. Just be polite and mindful and be respectful. Something that I've for sure learned in Berlin. One thing I always do in street photography is shoot in burst mode, because you know things don't wait for you in street photography, they just happen. Let's stop somewhere and talk about the first 3 steps of how to take photos in any location, like exciting photos, not bad ones. If this couple moves away from the frame, that would be really cool. I like how the people behind them are sitting against the backdrop of the TV tower. That could be a good photo. This place is really a hit with all the young couples and families, and a lot of people come here and enjoy the vibe and the music and hang out. Let's talk about the first steps, and then we will do some more photography.
So now let's talk about the first 3 steps, right? The first step is to feel the vibe of the place. Forget everything that you've learned about photography. Forget composition, forget shutter speed, aperture, everything, right? That will come. But firstly, feel the vibe of the place. That's what I do. When I get to a location, like in my previous vlog, I went to Museum Insel, which is again very touristy. You can feel the vibe of the places, you know, just party and, you know, having fun and all that. So in that case, all you want to capture is people, you know, the vibe. Now that's your subject, right? Like another example is Friedrichstraße in Berlin. Like you might have seen this in my previous vlog. That place is always on the go. People are just always on the rush, and it's so much traffic and everything. And then there is a tunnel, right? So it still makes sense to capture the traffic. Then in that case, again, the people are the subject, but I'm talking about people who are on the go. So I would like to capture movement of people, or, you know, trams or silhouettes of people just going and coming back from offices and all that. That is my subject, right? By the way, the view behind me is awesome. You can see that, I guess. The second step would be to understand the light in that place. Now this you can do in 2 ways. If you have been on that location for the first time, then it is quite difficult to understand the light straight on, you know. Then the only rule you can follow is not shoot directly into the sun if you are shooting at daytime, because that will give you a lot of blown out highlights, and if you have blown out highlights, then you cannot recover that photo. So my recommendation would be to shoot in the direction of the light but away from it, right? And if you are on the same location multiple times, then you already know how the light falls on it. So just try to play with the light and shadows and see if you can get more contrasty photos. And thirdly, the third step is to understand what gear you are carrying, what type of lens you carry, and let the lens lead your subject. So if you carry a wide angle lens, then maybe the whole place is your subject. Then you can basically show how nice or beautiful that place is, or how unique that place is. And if I have a more tighter lens, if I have lens like 50mm, 80mm for example, then in that case it's great to basically capture people themselves in moments. Like, so you can basically tell a story showing people in different situations or moments, right? That becomes your, people become your subject, right? One thing is that if you try to capture people with wide angle lens, you can, but then you have to get really close. One thing that really helped me in this step is to carry a zoom lens. So because I always shoot with an 18 to 55mm zoom lens, with this is my bread and butter lens, so it allows me to go very wide angle and then it also allows me to shoot at a longer focal length like 55 mm, with an APS-C sensor, of course. So if you are unsure on what type of lens you should carry, or unsure on what kind of focal length you like, then I would really suggest shooting with a zoom lens and experiment with it. Right, so we will do some more photos, and then I will talk about the last 2 points, and then we will also talk about the bonus point. Right, so again, the view is very beautiful and it's one of my favorite places to shoot. Right, so let's do it.
I love the atmosphere now. It's a lot of music, people are enjoying themselves, hanging out. Everybody's having a good time, nice weather. What's not to like? That's a very popular shot, by the way. Let's try to do something unique. Why not? I love the reflections of the windows. Let's try to take a reflection shot, maybe. Yes, let's try to do that. I also talked about this in the previous vlog. So if you are scared of taking photos in public, if you are conscious of people noticing you, you can do this. You can shoot at reflections on glass windows, and you get this really cool double exposure effect without doing double exposure, and you also get this silhouettes of people, right? So you see here, these photos create some kind of storytelling by them, so it's so magical. And also, if you capture silhouettes, especially at golden hour, then that's the best combination. I'm waiting for an interesting subject. Maybe the subject itself can give me some storytelling. Maybe this guy. No. Love this. You see, I can keep taking photos on this particular spot all day long, but I do want to shoot at other corners as well of this location. You see, again, I can do this whole day. I love that last photo. Yep. That's a nice storytelling. The girl brought her father on the date. Maybe the father is, there for security and just making things up. But you know the story, right? Don't ever bring your parents on a date. Yep. I like this. If you have golden hour, it just makes things beautiful. Yeah. So right now I'm just taking photos of what I like. I've already figured out the lighting here. I already know the limits of my gear or my lens, and I definitely feel the vibe of this place, as I mentioned, just now. So right now I'm trying to focus on what I like in the scene. This is probably the most popular glass window in Berlin. It's a very popular photo spot. So I'm just waiting for somebody to pass by and maybe capture them in front of those patches of light here, like this. I'm waiting for someone on a bike, maybe, or somebody just walking down there. Yeah, I see a lot of people. That will do. I love it. That's a nice song. I've got an idea. Let's try to stop down the shutter and see if we can capture people in motion blur. I think we will get some cool shots here. We don't even have to capture people's faces because we are doing, motion blur. I also like how the bike is just sitting there still and all the people are moving around it. Looks a bit different, to be honest. Like this song. Which song is this? If you know about this song, can you tell me in the comments below, please? I like it. Here we go. Yeah, I'll focus on the bike and see if we can get some cool shots. I just hope I don't, shake the camera too much. You know what? I'm going to take permission from this lady about this photo. I don't like it. I feel guilty of taking this photo. Let's try to find her. There she is. She already knows I'm coming.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm a photographer. I was taking some photos, and is it fine if I keep these photos? Because I think this was you dancing. So if you want, I can delete it.
Yeah, doesn't look.
But I thought of asking you before I keep these photos because
It's okay.
I just want you to be safe. So.
Yes, thank you. And it's very, thank you. Thanks.
Is it fine if I keep it?
Fine, yeah.
Have a nice day
Thanks.
then. Thank you.
When in doubt, ask people, especially women. This guy in the white shirt was earlier on the bridge when I was talking about those 3 steps. He asked me to take a photo of his dog. This is also a very popular photo spot. All I need to do is put people in the foreground, that TV tower in the background, and compose it with better.
The fourth point is to basically ask yourself, what photos do you want? What do you like? That is something I ask myself before taking the photo. What do I like in that scene? When you take a photo of something that you really like, you are basically introducing your own unique perspective to that photo. This means you are introducing kind of storytelling in that photo, right? This will make your photo unique. You have to see this. See this view and then we will talk about it. Right. So the fifth point was to basically make your photo better by putting some composition rules, right? So you can use foreground, background, or you can use rule of thirds by putting your subject on any of those grid lines or the points where those lines meet, something like that. Try to look around in your location or scene and see if you can put something in the foreground or background. This can be people, this can be the leaves of a tree, this can be bicycle bells, this can be anything, a foreground that can make your photo much more interesting, right? So now that we have discussed all the 5 steps, I will now reveal the bonus tip in the end, right? And it is this: choose a location because it makes you feel happy. Don't choose it because it's technically more feasible or it's more popular or it's more trendy, right? If you are trying to shoot for the first time in public, if you are new in photography, the best thing you can do is to feel comfortable. And the best way to feel comfortable is to go somewhere where you feel happy, right? So choose the location which makes you feel happy, right? So now If you have liked this video, if you think this video was helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel as always and giving this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I would keep on making these vlogs because you know what, I'm starting to enjoy it now. So let me know in the comments below if this ever happens to you, if you go out on a location and you're stuck and you don't know what to shoot, and try to follow these 5 steps and let me know if these steps helped you. And if you have any questions, just comment in the video and I will try to answer it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you giving your time to watch this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.